So the perfect world, on an average value out of a pack that's worth $50, you might hit a card that I valued at 45 that could comp at 60. Right? That's the hope.
We're
It's
all
not.
winning then.
It's not
We're
jamming
all
in a
gonna
card
win.
that. Yeah, it's not jamming in a card that's valued.
Where can I buy these?
Quote unquote.
When?
You're gonna get the first off the line stickered.
Okay, let's get this thing started, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to Lost in the Cost. This is episode 47. I am A.Hobby Spot. That there is.
Pack Papa.
And today we have a special guest. You may know him as Slabs on Slabs. We just know him as the neighborhood
Liquidator.
Yeah, if you want your stuff sold, if you want your stuff bought, you go to this guy. It's our boy Kendall.
The pawn shop.
Hey.
Honor. It's an honor.
The
Yeah.
pawn shop. And pawn cards. But
Slabs
yo
on
man,
slabs,
can you just
pawn
like
shop.
take this card and give me this much? I'm good for it. I'll be back to get my card next week, man. No problem, dude. No man, I can do it, dude. I can do it.
The juice is
I
running.
just need to like get in this break real quick.
Get in this
There's a break coming up. Can I just like I'll trade you the card for the cash. I'll hit. I know I'm gonna hit, man. I know I'm gonna hit.
I haven't had that happen yet. Just you.
Just me now.
Now people know.
Cash me real quick. I'm gonna go buy 6 more packs.
There's Whatnot is hot right now, and I need in bad. There's a 5 blaster break around the corner. I need in now. Ugh, I got this PSA 10 CJ Stroud base prism. Come on, man.
Dude, that's good. That's a good card right now. Anyways,
Is it?
No, it's not. Anyways, thanks for coming on, Kendall. Or so we'll call you Slabs. We'll say Slabs. Thanks for coming on, Slabs.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
fine.
say Slabs. But yeah, anyways, let's ask our first question here. First off, I just want to know, like, how did you get back into the hobby, or were you always in the hobby? And then, or did
We're
it?
doing full on.
Let's go
interview.
full
Okay.
on, bro. Well, here's the thing. You spent a lot of
He
time.
asked me, he's like, "You have any questions for him?" And what did I say?
You're just
I
like, we're just
said-
asking about this. I'm all like, no, listen, like, we need to know the full on.
No.
We need to know.
Everybody, we've had like 17 emails at the Lost in the Cost thing, and they want to know when you started collecting originally and the resurgence.
Yes,
They need to know. They're like,
Nice.
this guy's got too much money or too many cards, so they need to know how you got there.
90s kid, hockey, Gretzky, StarQuest, 96, 97 Upper Deck, single packs from the pharmacy, not even like little flea market, a little bit of Pokémon. I think I was around the time when Fossil and Rocket was coming out, and there was like this flea market lady. I was in a small town. She'd come out, she'd set up, she'd have a couple boxes. It'd be packed out. We'd rip like a pack each, but it was all to play. I didn't collect. I think the best card I might have had as a kid was like a Blastoise Hollow.
Yeah, man.
When are you gonna get that back?
There's some nostalgia with Pokemon. I think I do want to. I mean, even seeing the stuff you were buying was intriguing, but no, just 90s. I mean, I was born in '88, so it would have been like 10.
Man, I'm older
Had
than
the
you.
binders, boxes, junk wax, and then I didn't touch it until 2017
Okay.
when I was living in the States. And again, like just a random, I was with a significant other at the time. We were shopping at Toys R Us, and this would have been Aaron Judge rookie year. So like walking the aisles of Toys R Us, I see a box in a little end of the aisle, and I grab it, and it was just like a hanger pack of Series 1 baseball. And I was like, wow, like cards are still a thing. I didn't know they existed because I didn't see them for 20 years. And then that just like hooked me. I was buying
did you buy
MVP
something?
hockey off Amazon, and I was in deep. I was a set builder again.
No
I had
way.
binders of junk shit. And then
Did you buy that hanger and hit a card though to get you back?
Nothing,
Or you
no,
just
nothing really triggered
went
it. Just like,
looking?
yeah, I dug around, and then I
Okay.
lived in North Jersey, so there's a couple shops. I dabble. I went to one on my way home from work. I bought some boxes, MVP hockey, I think SP Authentic. I don't remember hitting anything good. Um, and then I started doing a little bit on eBay, started joining breaks, and then I did break for a bit in 17 through 18, and
Wow,
then came home in 18, and then yeah, just doing what I do now.
this guy's an
Just kind of
OG.
buying, selling, eBay, bulk,
It's funny
mostly.
that you
Yeah.
came in back to collect because
Yeah.
you wanted to collect, and now you just are like,
And like
I don't know. You
the
don't know
the end of
exactly.
collecting that's like not sexy. Like I wanted
Yeah,
to build the set of MVP
the
hockey. I
hoarder
was like, I
style.
was like, what? Yeah, I was like, what am I doing? Like base
Yeah,
cards. I was buying base cards off of eBay. I was that
and
guy.
like I came back because the money.
Yeah, I
So
didn't
I'm
know.
like,
Look,
I'm like the worst guy ever.
Oh no, I
I
did
had
the same thing.
no frame of reference for value. I think because like it was 17, so it was had I known, right? Like if I knew then what I know now, I was buying it. I remember buying into a case break of Prism, and I wanted Kareem Hunt. I didn't want Patrick Mahomes. That's how I wasn't in the know, right? I didn't get it. So
Did you get
um,
Mahomes even during
I
that
might have.
time?
I very well could have. Yeah, I was living in North Jersey. It was with Steel City Collectibles out of
Okay.
Pennsylvania. And yeah, I had a bunch of, I joined a ton of breaks. I hit an Aaron Jones 1/1 Spectra jersey auto. I think I sold it on eBay for a few $100. But this is pre-boom. So this is
Oh yeah,
pre-pandemic,
yeah.
pre-everything.
No, I remember doing my like checks back in the pre-boom stuff and be like, oh yeah, I should get McDavid rookie because like he's the next guy. And like I had cards when I was younger, blah blah blah. Go look every year. And, like, oh, they're like $100. So
Yeah.
thinking, oh, who cares? Who
Yeah.
cares then?
And I had like nothing saved from any time. I think as a kid, all that stuff was junk. It probably got tossed away. And even the pre-pandemic stuff, because I did the move in 18, nothing really came up with me. I didn't have slabs. I didn't have much. Um, and even now, I'm not really collecting a whole lot. I know
Hmm.
we talk
Where's
about
all the
that a lot, but
binders? What happened to all these sets you wanted to build?
I don't know. I flip flop on it all the time.
No, but where'd they go? The ones that you
Oh,
did.
like I said, I don't know. They must have got trashed. I don't know.
Holy,
Right through the, yeah, I know.
the storage locker guy. Someone bought a storage
Yeah.
locker and killed it on these
Someone's gonna go
binders.
find a locker of 2017 MVP hockey binders.
They're freaking out, man. They're freaking out.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
I don't
lot
know.
of
It's
cards.
a pretty normal story, like I said, and I'm still I don't know, you still learn everything as
Oh,
you
for
go.
sure,
Like
man.
I'm learning new stuff all the time, and you figure out. I think the biggest thing, because you always do it for different reasons, and I
Uh-huh.
think in like 17, 18, I did it for fun. I was gambling on breaks. I was collecting to have fun. I just thought cards were cool. I didn't care what the set was. I didn't know what flawless was. I didn't know what high end was. Slabs, nothing. It just was cool. Cards were cool. And then when I was breaking, it was for money. And then I think when I got back into it in probably 2021, heavy, or 2020, like the COVID thing, um, still breaks. But then it was a lot of like, wow, I can buy lots of things at a discount and sit on some and sell some and grade some and build up a little bankroll.
Oh, cool, man. That's crazy. Well, here's the question: Did you this whole time in the hobby here? Okay, when you moved back, did you move back
Mhm.
to Edmonton, or did you move around Canada?
So I lived in Red Deer before I went to New York, and then so I still owned a house there. So I
Okay.
moved back. I left the U.S. thing just didn't work out, and then I moved back. Took a break for like 6 months. Lived in Black Falls, like north of Red Deer, and
Okay.
then I got a job in Atchison. So I moved up in 2019.
Okay. Did you ever run into Pack Papa when you're doing hobby
Where?
stuff? This is like the first time, because it's like,
No, like I forget when I saw one of your first vlogs or pods, and I was like, maybe a year ago. I remember commenting on something on Instagram, and I was like, wow, I didn't know there was local people doing card things. Expo vlog, maybe. I think I saw your vlog at the expo.
Doing big things, man.
Yeah,
We're
and
doing
then
big things.
because I was in Edmonton doing card stuff for probably 3 years, 4 years,
Yeah.
and I didn't know there was a scene at all. I didn't look into Froggers. I knew Wes on 118,
Uh-huh.
Wayne's a little bit, but I didn't know George's. I didn't know Froggers, Prisma. None of these guys.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Prisma's like a COVID shop. It like came
Yeah.
through farmers market to what it is now, or flea market.
No
Mhm.
way. That's pretty
Organically grown cards, man, at the
Yeah.
farmers market.
I think it's a good scene. I mean, see what else you guys want to talk about, but I know like it's different north of the border to the States, right? But it's surprisingly active, right?
Mhm.
We
Given
have
how
like a
lit,
crazy per capita amount of shops in this city.
yeah,
And
hundred
like the
percent.
money that people spend on stuff is like, okay, interesting. They spend a lot of money here,
Yeah,
but
there's definitely money
like
around.
cities so junk otherwise. It's just like we got stuff here, man. We got
It's
the
it's
money.
it's funny though that it's such a big market, like it's a passionate market for sports, and I'm surprised that there's not like a top tier shop here, right? Like a really high end one that has tons and tons of singles and wax and memorabilia. It's a lot of like, this guy does this, but then they also break. And then these guys mostly do like autographs, memorabilia, a little bit of singles, and a tiny bit of wax. This is the old head who does grading and has wax allocation, but just doesn't know where to put it, right? Like
Yeah.
you can probably figure out who I'm talking about with each one of those. But yeah, it's like there's no Burbank of Edmonton.
No. But I don't know if that's a good or bad thing because you can't like Burbank seems to have like a stranglehold on the area. People will travel to it. When I was there, I was like, okay, we're going to go there. They just have everything there and it's just constantly moving. But
Yeah.
we
Mhm.
don't have the traffic in the shop like that place did. Like
Mhm.
they got that
No, I
lineup out
mean,
the door just to start
yeah,
selling stuff on Saturday. Like people
yeah,
are
they're like
nuts.
they're a bit of a one-on-one shop.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of,
Like I don't know if Cards HQ has that kind of like
yeah. I
we
mean,
gotta
they
get in
benefit.
there. We gotta go. Get your slabs,
Well,
man. I
they
gotta get
also,
in, man. I need there's a break tomorrow, dude. I need a gift card, bruh.
yeah. So I don't know. I think there's still tons of potential in Edmonton. I don't know. I want to be more active this year locally. I definitely trailed off at the end of last year.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but
Well, did
shows are always fun. I like Calgary. It's super close. Um, yeah, I
Cal-
talked to Scott a lot about that.
Calgary's good. Calgary's like so different though, so it's like odd in a way. Like our monthly North Side show, the community hall show.
Mhm.
Like theirs is Acadia. We have the Beaumaris one, but the Beaumaris one still has like something going on.
Yeah.
That Acadia one, when I like sampled it, I was like, what are we doing here?
But like
What are we
Horizon's really good.
Horizon's crazy good.
Oh no.
Thorncliffe
Yeah.
was good.
Yeah,
Or
we
was
have
that
to get in on that
quarterly
one. We
maybe?
missed that one.
It was
We
good. I
missed.
wasn't there very long, but it was good.
But Calgary doesn't get the expo because apparently our market's actually better.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
when we've gone to Calgary shows, what they're better overall. The monthly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
I
the
don't know how to
thing.
describe it. I really don't know how to describe it. I've said this to Scott multiple times. I'm flabbergasted all the time by like I don't even think I buy a lot compared to a lot of people. But
Hmm.
for some reason it's not hard to get a reputation as somebody who buys. And shops around here don't feel like they buy. Like if I even said to Scott multiple times, like if I had a storefront, the one main thing I would want to put out there, the message would be you can get liquidity. You
Oh
Hmm.
can
yeah.
bring anything through the door and we buy it. I can't say
Well,
because
like
it's
you're
value,
not ever
but we buy
losing
it.
money as the shop buying. Like you
No,
come
of
in
course not.
and you're like, okay, well, we're gonna pay you at whatever we pay at, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. And then you put it in the shelf and you wait because you
Mhm.
can't. But I don't actually feel like any shop does Like I'm gonna bring in my entire bag of stuff I want to sell, and I want it gone at 75% because I just don't
Mhm.
care. And someone should buy that just because. Like maybe you can argue like, okay, well that's not really like super liquid, and but it has value. It's just you have to find the person to buy it. So we're gonna offer you 65% on it
Yeah, of
just
course.
because we're gonna be sitting longer.
Mhm.
But it is weird. Like I've talked to other shops too on like their trade in stuff. I'm like, well, what do you do if it's something good? And they're like, oh, if it's something good, we'll move up. And I've noticed that with certain Pokemon cards,
What do you mean move up?
like they'll come up on their percentage.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like they will be like, oh, our standard is 80% trade in. Oh, you bring in heat in, we'll come up. We'll come up to
Yeah.
90 potentially. Like the margin can be smaller, but there's still a margin. Like the Red Deer show when I sold the Charizards, people came up. They were like, no, I buy at this, and then they see what it is, and it's like, oh, it's
Right.
not actually just
I
bulk
need that.
cards.
Yeah, I
Let's
actually
go.
need that. Yeah.
Let's go and get
I
that.
think that's the right way to handle it. I guess
Yeah.
where my thought comes from is like even just being active at different shops, at shows. I just find it rare that someone who probably has the ability to buy. Like the only really time I saw it was Froggers at the expo last year, where they
hmm
seemingly had
Oh,
buy-in stations, right?
they do love to
They
buy
did a
at the
Red Deer.
shows. They do love
Right.
buying at shows.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just weird that they don't make it more of a thing at their shop, right? That's
Mhm.
your brick and mortar, that's your storefront. Like you should always be buying. It's your show every day, right?
Yeah.
That's the way to look at it, right?
Like I've watched them. People bring stuff in, but people have to come in though. So a lot of times, the people that come into that shop,
But you've already won because they're through your door,
yeah,
right?
they
Mhm.
are
They want to
not
get rid of
bringing.
their stuff.
They're not
Yeah,
bringing stuff that you want though. That's the
through. But
problem.
yeah, I think that'd be the biggest, one of the trickiest thing to navigate because you're going to have to sift through a lot of junk. You'd have
hmm
to break a lot of hearts because people are going to come in with boxes of stuff that have no value. And
hmm
it's like, hey, I'm going to be honest with you. I will buy this from you and I will throw it in the trash because
Yeah.
I've been through a lot of that stuff. And yeah, like you can pick out some names. You can pick out Lemieux and Gretzky and Yager and all that, late 80s, early 90s stuff. But even that's not liquid. Nobody's like
Yeah.
hunting that, right?
Yeah.
There's like what was it? It's just a dumpster in the back ready to go, loaded up. But like I feel like there's lots of people here when they come up to you and you're like, well, I'll buy anything at this percentage, and then they go, no, they don't want that because they want
Yeah.
maximum money. It's like there's maybe
Yeah,
two.
or only the good stuff,
Yeah.
right? Like I would look at, I don't even know, like last trade night, I bought a bunch. We traded a bunch. I bought some things I didn't really want, but because one of the pieces in the deal I wanted, right?
hmm
Like Foddy from Calgary and Edmonton, the lot we did, right? Part trade for the Gretzky and then cash. Well, he had a nice jaw auto. He had the nice Josh Allen Prism at a
hmm
49. I didn't want the Khabib, but to him, to get the deal done, the Khabib had to be in it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, luckily, the Khabib sold, and I
Yeah.
made money.
People always
So
buy.
it's already gone, right?
People
But
always buy Khabib, man. They
yeah,
always do.
yeah.
Just
But it
like
didn't jump out to me like, oh my God, I need the Khabib in the deal,
yeah.
and the comps are weird, and right. But it helped get the deal done, right? So I took a
hmm
little bit of what I don't want to get, and it's like with you, I want your shitty bulk, so I get your good stuff.
My bulk is not that bad.
It's actually not. I will give you
Yeah.
credit. Like of bulk I've been given, it's pretty good.
The bulk for me is good.
That's like the
People
side of
don't.
what I do that nobody sees is like
No,
the
they just
crazy
okay.
eBay bulk stuff
I
that I do.
remember a lot
Well,
of people at the beginning were just like, no, he doesn't want that. He wants the high end stuff only. I'm like, okay, you got no
No,
idea
bro.
what he really wants. He's like, he
You
doesn't
don't.
want
Yeah,
just that
yeah,
high, like a PSA 10 Brock
yeah.
Purdy,
You
blah
don't
blah
know
blah.
how.
He
You don't
wants
know how
this.
I'm wired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's the thing is
I
like on
just
your previous like Instagram.
This is sitting on my desk right now.
Yeah, exactly. And then you
This
would
massive
just
bulk.
say everything that's sold. That was on your
Oh
previous.
yeah. We do those soul videos. Yeah. Yeah, most of my time is spent on eBay, eBay US. I just fully embrace this like high volume, low dollar, like tons and tons of stuff under $5. I mean, I was actually looking at last year's numbers, and it's sad. Like this is nowhere like a flex or anything, but the quantity's cool. Like when you see it after the run of 12 months, like last year I sold just over 15,000 cards,
Uh-huh.
which is pretty crazy. Like that's about 1,200 a month.
Oh yeah.
1,200 a month. Yeah, 1,250 a month. Maybe 100, just over 100,000, right? From like eBay sales on just cheap stuff, right? Like my cost basis, it's not free, but it's a grind. But I say this all the time. Like I do it for part therapy, right? Like it's fun. I enjoy it. I'm learning about the sets. It's cool to build the storefront, and then it gives you the basis to list other things. Like I list high end on there too.
Yeah, for sure.
You get the mixture. I don't know. I've since the strike ended, and then I was thinking about it, and now I've loaded up my eBay, and I don't think I ever loaded it up as hard as I just did. It's up to like 40 listings right now.
Yeah, but
Crazy.
Sweet.
It's nuts.
No, I think
man.
I think it's something that it gets shamed all the time, the eBay thing, and I think
Well, people don't
say,
understand
like,
the percentages,
like it's
man.
they think that everything being equal is eBay's vicious and they take 13%, right, or 13 point whatever percent. But there's protections. There's the obvious that they give you access to millions of buyers.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think like there's millions. I don't even know, 200 million buyers on eBay, something
Mhm.
crazy like that, right? Like you can't get those on an Instagram story that sees 100 hits, and you're going to sell it 80% anyway, right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
Sometimes I see.
preach, right? Preach.
No, it
I
makes
like how you can watch, like you go and see who looks at your Instagram story, and you're just like, okay, I thought someone would have said something at that point. Like that's something that person would normally get into. But we've talked about even the local guys don't always know what's trending and
Yeah,
what
for
they're
sure.
like, oh yeah, we're gonna get that. And then I'm like, okay, you're a little bit behind what's happening somewhere else. Like today and that Prismania thing. It's in the story. And even
Yeah.
AJ was like, is that a case hit? And I was like, yeah, man. But like,
well,
I knew what it was as soon as you sent it. I was like, I need that card.
Yeah.
I knew what
I
it
was
was
like,
too. I just didn't know it was a case hit.
When I
Yeah,
pulled it out,
I think they're rarer than a case hit.
because they're like a mega.
There's like
the
3 or
manga
4
and
different
stuff.
case hits in Prism.
Yeah.
Like there's the Magna, there's a
Color
really weird one
Blast.
that never shows up. Yeah, Color Blast too.
But I pulled it out and I was like, this is actually a big card.
Yeah.
Connor was there. And he
Oh,
was just
cool.
like, looked at me. I'm like, this is actually a big card. It's huge. Like, I'm sure of it. But then the thing that throws it off is like Mosaic Touchdown Masters is the same dumbass vibe. Like, oh, we got a big helmet on this fucking guy, man. Let's go.
Right. And they have
But
that
then,
prismatic something, I think.
yeah, the prismatic is like the retail at the back of the pack thing.
Yeah.
They just threw that in everything. So like Prismania seems kind of whack, but they short printed the hell out of it.
Yeah.
But like that pack was actually nuts because that Myles Garrett out of 3 was in it too.
And the potential on that spot, if that was Jaden Daniels, oh my god.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
That's
crazy.
30K. Like that's 25, 30K. Like that's a massive. Those are so hard to hit.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know what the thing is. It's Panini logos or something on it.
White Knight, I think they call it.
Oh, is it the? Let me look at the photo.
Oh, it's kind of like the press proof, but with like the prism.
Yeah, I forget the logo.
Oh, it is the little knight in there.
Is that what it is?
Did he know
White
Panini
Knight.
logo?
Yeah.
It's not even a Panini. He told me Panini logo.
Yeah, so I mean, there's what, a 300?
I haven't looked at it. I'm
is it
looking at it now.
300?
I never looked at it originally.
300
like,
card
oh.
checklist. So there's only 900 of those cards in the entire run of Prism.
Yeah. So that's good.
Right, like
It's
that's a crazy pull. You hit both of those
PC,
in the
man.
same pack?
PC card,
PC.
dude.
Yeah, PC for now. PC for now.
It's hilarious because I will PC that card. I'm like, oh, good.
I think it's
Myles
cool.
Garrett.
I mean, I can see arguing both ways. Anytime you stumble into a hit that has some value, why not extract the value and get something you actually want? Or
Yeah.
hey, I got a cool card that I'm into for peanuts. You mean you got out of those packs and still made a profit with what I paid you? So
Yeah, he bought the
The terms of
Prismania.
our deal are undisclosed.
Yeah. We're not gonna discuss this on
Yeah.
pod.
He bought it. He bought it. As soon as I get a hit, I go, okay.
Yeah,
There
I know
you
he's
go.
gonna. I know he's gonna buy this.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
that's
here's a downtown.
the driving
All
picture
right.
to me.
But here, I think that I should not touch any more Prism now because it's pretty much as good as it's going to get for the.
I know you're gonna rip
It's-
retail, but you shouldn't. It's so bad.
Well, that's why today I was like, oh, well, I could rip like 3 blasters. You know what? I'll just rip this pack.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
I think you made the
see
good
what
decision.
happens. Also, though, like now they're packing out this box. The first one that everyone kind of touched was just so terrible. And
Mhm.
this one's clearly, it's either cooked. It was brand new when I got there.
Ugh.
And that's what I got out of it.
Well, that was it. You're
So,
telling me
it
I
is.
was gonna rip some, and I'm all like, maybe. And then if
Yeah,
there was a
it's
new
hot
box, yeah,
It's a
Yeah.
hot
that's what I'm
box.
saying.
well, the
right?
boxes usually are like unreal or just absolute crap.
Yeah.
So
All right.
like the autos could actually be like the autos that might be worth something in that one, or
I'll be there tomorrow.
yeah. I'm
Why?
always like, whenever I rip that stuff, I'm like, man, I could really go for a true gold right now.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
kind of what I
good there.
like.
I
Want,
think you did for 2 packs. I think you did really well.
yeah. Yeah, Pack Papa. That's the name, right?
It's
So I
the
can't
winner.
rip
Yeah, don't worry about boxes. Just rip loose
No.
packs.
Yeah, rip till you get the auto and then leave. That's what you do.
That's funny.
It's like, oh, but I opened the whole box instead. No. But the prices on Prism Hobby are going up. They
Hmm.
are $20 higher than they were at trade night.
Really?
Oh, the packs.
Yes.
Oh,
Damn.
So that means
Cool.
that the box is what, like $200 more than it was before?
Yeah, 250.
that's crazy.
So like,
Well, those are
I don't know
150 a
how
pack
anyone.
today?
What's that?
150 a pack.
Close. In
Just
Calgary at Eastridge, when I was there, that's what I saw.
Wow.
150. And it's just like, whew.
God, that's a yeah. Well, it's boom or bust.
Yeah, Prism is usual.
Mhm.
It's key. Ripping retail is a FOMO thing now. Because you're like, oh, it's here. It's finally here. There's 4 boxes. Should I do it? That's why it gets done so much, I'm pretty
because
sure.
your pull rate is insane. Like you've built up, like you're way ahead of the curve equity wise.
Oh my gosh, this,
Like
it's
just
disgusting.
stop.
It's disgusting.
No, Kendall doesn't know like all these like conversations that I have where I'm like, hey, there's a half case here. This numbers are sequential. I know they are. So the hit could be here because it's actually a half case. Versus
No, I think
when I go
the
through
video,
other stuff,
yeah,
there is mixed cases. Like the big box stores mix the cases. MJ or whoever is the distro mixes the cases.
well, the video that you posted ripping that Donnie box with the Lamar,
Mhm.
I could have swore at the beginning of the video you talked about like the serial number that was on it or something.
I was
You
saying
mentioned
that.
something about like, oh, George's has half, and I already know there's the other half over here. And
Well, I was saying that he told me he got half case.
Mhm.
And I can't remember where I was, but they're like, oh, Frogger's only got a half case on the same day delivery. So they got the same distro and the
Yeah.
case got split. But then I was at the store and I'm like, there's no serials. Like usually there's the sticker with the number that's sequential, like
Yeah.
the actual one, and they don't have them. So the Don Russ is just like, guess what? You could get a case with downtowns in every blaster.
that to me is a big topic to talk about hobby north of the border is how in 2024, 2025, how can 2 shops only get 1 case of wax
Mhm.
Oh,
combined?
Yeah.
Combined. Like
Well, the scarcity from distro, they're like, oh, it's too hard to get. You can't have it, blah, blah, blah. So then they make all this stuff up. But like, I don't really like
especially
how.
because it's retail. Like it's not
Yeah.
even it's hobby, it's retail.
mhm.
So
You can go
you're
on
better
Twitter
off
right
when
now
you
and order
see
that.
a big box store and they bring in like the value packs and they in the box and they just open it and leave it on the shelf. You know that it's not mixed from somewhere else.
Right.
So it's going to hit better, because that box had to balance out from the factory a certain way or something like that. But it is really weird.
Don't believe that stuff.
No,
You
well,
could
you have
get
to.
a bunch of garbage.
I can taste
You're
the
gonna tell
tinfoil
me
through
not
the
to
camera.
believe it, but if anyone knows my history of hitting or not, and I do think about it this way or not, and it's been better. So now what?
No, I get it. I can see the tinfoil under that black toque.
Mhm. That's why I always have it on. I have to have, but like it.
I get
It
it.
has worked
Yeah.
better. I look at the cereals, so I know if it's like a one case or
Oh, some
not.
breakers, yeah, some breakers do that too. Especially
Mhm.
like a buddy of mine who might watch this playback. I told him I was going to be on a podcast tonight. Um, he always buys loose boxes and he puts breaks together with loose boxes, and it's paid off sometimes. Like he did a little Prism, I think 2 or 3 box hobby. First box hit like a Barry Sanders Prismania, right? The same
Yeah.
insert. And then
Yeah.
the next box he hits the Jane Daniels purple at a 75
Yeah.
or 175, whatever it was, right? So like his, you can mess around with the collation,
Hmm.
mixing those cereals, right?
Did he
And
get them
kinda,
from different shops, or did he just?
I think just different sources. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
sure
yeah.
what shop or
But like
where or how it was packed out.
that's
But
getting lucky from multiple different cases. Like
true, I
I'm
know
just
what you mean.
looking at it
Yeah,
like, oh, okay, the odds of getting the hit that you might want is probably better if you can get the same case. Not like when you rip that whole hockey case and you're like, okay, well, I know I'm going to get this many of this. So
I got
if you have
a
a whole,
pink
yeah,
Dazzler Sergei Bobrovsky. That was my
yeah.
case hit.
But like that's the bigger one-off
Fucking
weird
joke.
card. But like the
Yeah,
ones that are generally chase cards, like a silver or the rookie itself, you're gonna get one. It's
yeah.
just trying to figure out the math.
Well, that's what. Yeah, that's kind of what I don't rip too much. I mean, I think since I've even met you guys, I think maybe I've ripped, I don't know, 3 or 4 boxes.
A
Like
box
a
of
premier
Premier,
box, clear
a case
cut,
of
Pokemon.
Series 1 for the
series
science,
1 case for the for the science. Yeah.
and then you did.
A
Then you
little bit
did
of
the Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pokemon was fun. I think
Oh
Pokemon
yeah, the
was probably my favorite rip of all of it.
he did the Terra Fest.
I
Yeah,
know.
the Terra
The
Fest.
two. His SARs were good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're off for grading.
Are they in the
Oh.
system, man?
I don't think they're in yet.
Have they been accepted, bruh?
They're on. They should be on the way. Should be on the way. Went through my my guy in Florida.
Hey, but like, okay,
Yeah.
even Pokemon now, no one like all the shops can't get anything. Stuff's just dried up. There's not a peep from distribution. And Pokemon, the brand, has created like this insane amount of FOMO for their stuff, and it's going insane on the
There's a
pricing.
lot of Pokemon up to the right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
Aren't you holding a lot of Pokemon, AJ?
Yeah, I got like 5 boxes over here. I got some in my bedroom, and it's
you've
just
got
sealed?
all the sealed stuff.
all the sealed
Yeah,
stuff.
I think that's so smart.
So
But like, when I
Just
started
buy it and sit on it and fade
swinging
the
back on
reprints
the
and yeah.
I
on
mean,
the Pokemon
I should have
stuff,
held some more of the Surging Spark stuff, but then I was just like,
Who'd
this
have
is so cool. I'm gonna open it, and I open it. I'm like, oh, there's just pure garbage in this whole thing.
ETBs.
Yeah, dude, I bought 3 of
Yeah.
them. Garbage in all 3 of them. And the only time I
Wow.
get a good hit is in that 3-pack blister.
Yeah, the 3-pack blisters are always good. They hit better.
What the?
Like
Yeah.
Evolving Skies 3-pack blister, I did that's where the Glaceons kept coming out of.
That's
Stuff
wild.
like that. It's like, okay. But like when I did my whatever pod episode where I started swinging back on the Pokemon was pre-FOMO,
hmm
and now FOMO's at a max, and I'm like, I don't want anything to do with this stuff right now.
Yeah. You're
And
kind
I'm
of
all
peaking.
about it. I'm like, yo, bring me to Costco. I'm gonna camp out. I'm gonna go and
I
buy
just-
10. I'm gonna bring my kids. They're gonna buy 10. I'm gonna get them a Costco card as well.
Someone I can't figure out how, because the pop counts on like even a PSA 10, like
Just
the
about
Moonbreon from Evolving Skies is like 15,000 now, and they're all acting like it's so rare. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not.
I heard that Pikachu promo card is like a 32,000 PSA 10
Oh,
pop
the Van
count,
Gogh
but it's
one
still worth
is
like
the Van Gogh
it's still
one
worth
is
like
33.
$600. Like
Yeah.
it's still a big card. Yeah.
Yep. But like it doesn't make any sense.
No.
They just keep
who's-
going.
Who's keeping that up, right? Like who's holding that up?
Just people.
I think people will buy multiples. People will buy
Yeah.
multiples, and people will buy just because no one wants to not have it. But I'm like, there's another copy just around the corner. It's just like it's weird.
Well,
It's
that's
weird.
what we were thinking. It's just around the corner, but then we should have bought it when it was, or just around the corner, basically next door to us.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what they say about a lot of things. Is like the best time to buy is today, right?
Well, like
you're-
I saw a Van Gogh Pikachu PSA 9, and when I looked, I'm like, there's more 10s than 9s. I'm like, I don't want it. And then
Yeah.
the next month it doubled in price.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, well, I'm the idiot, I guess. But I think you told me, it's like, look at the grades, because if there's more 10s than 9s, it grades too easy. Just get the 10. That's what I thought. I was like, why would I get the 9 when there's more 10s?
yeah, when the other's accessible.
Yeah. So then, like, there's 33,000 10s and there's 15,000 9s. Like,
Why
it just
buy a
grades
9?
easy. Like that, yo, the Moonbryon that everyone's paying $5,000 for now or whatever, there's 15,000 10s. There's only 3,000 9s.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I bet you some of those 9s don't exist anymore because they got cracked and resold.
Cracked for 10s, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
The
I
9s
see a lot of
probably
people do
not
that. They don't truly trust the PSA
The grading.
RNG, and they just
No.
crack 9s and resend. I
You
don't
get
play
that
the game,
10.
but yeah,
You crack 8s, okay, and sell raw
I don't crack
value,
any.
right?
No, I don't do that. I
You
just,
want to go in my go in my garage right now? There's slabs in the trash.
bro, I just sold a Matt Rempe PSA 8 Young Guns. I just bit the bullet and said, no, we're not cracking it.
No, it is. I would rather sell the 8. I would rather buy
Yeah,
the
of
8
course.
because
My
I would
7,
rather
I
have
get
the.
I got a 7 Young Gun. That's listed as a 7. I'm an honest guy,
Mhm.
but yeah, it wasn't a great return. That Series 1 case. It was okay. I've got the stack of the decent graders in my little repack allocation.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, you know,
The
now that you're
repack.
talking about that,
The repack.
we
I-
want,
I-
we
you know, I'm
want
not-
to discuss it.
I'm not a great self-promoter.
No, it's
Well, now you
going to
gotta.
change the entire scene here.
Ooh, you know what?
People
I don't know.
need it.
What do you
They've
wanna-
been
what do you wanna-
waiting their whole lives for this.
Okay, take a breath. It's nothing fancy.
It's better than
I enjoy buying. I think it's not a bad thing to put decent cards into circulation in a local market just to get activity. And I'm not looking, there's nothing in there that I'm going to get rich off. It's not what you would think of a repack where, I don't know, I think what everyone defaults to is, they think of Whatnot, and there's sudden death auctions, and there's a Burrow immaculate RPA sitting there, and hit the chaser, and
It's not Arena Club.
that's not what I'm trying to put together.
It's not Arena
I have
Club.
a stack at the end of my desk. It's probably 120 pieces right now. It's a mix. So I think what I'm thinking is PSA 9, PSA 10, or on-card autos. Like, that's all I want to have in it. It's meant to just be something that it ranges from 20 to 25 bucks up to maybe 150. And the buy-in's 50 to 60. So
Mhm.
there's a gamble aspect, but there's no massive home run, but there's no mass destruction. Like, the most you could lose is 40 bucks, but you could still get something, right?
Yeah.
That was kind of the thought. And then play around with it. Like, I don't know how shows will take to it. If I
Well,
have a showcase
we've
set up and
seen
then a box of
shows-
packs that
We've seen people at shows just not doing it. Or like they'll do it. There's mystery packs at like every friggin' vendor, and they're all not good.
Yeah.
and that's the stigma that I think comes with it, is you get like variety pack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Open up a pack of, and I know Anton's doing one, and I'm not throwing shade on that.
Yegg slabs, mystery packs.
Yeah, Yegg Slabs, yeah.
Hit 'em up.
Yeah, that's not what it is. It's there's different styles. Like, I was just thinking, I even said to Scott, like, I was thinking of doing something where it's not exactly a chaser, but it's a run of 30. Once the packs sell out, we have a little raffle for
Like a big
a hit, right?
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
has
I remember
equal-
you telling
equal
me about
chance
that.
at it, right?
Yeah.
But then I was like, for the money to work, and it just, I don't know. I said to Scott, or even Scott, I think he said to me, he's like, you're worried too much about what people will think, or like
People
what people would
want
spend, right?
the
Or what they want.
mystery.
I'm like,
They
I
just
don't know.
they want something affordable to rip. If there's think about like even a sealed product. It's like, okay, there's one auto per box. It's like, okay, let's
Yeah.
get that box. What's the best box I can buy with an autograph opportunity?
Mhm.
And that's what
Oh, like right
kind of
now, today?
no, but that's what people think, and that's
Well, I
what
mean,
I
if you,
do.
yeah, I mean, effectively, it'd be like a clear cut.
Yeah.
Right? Like clear cuts, $110, but you can get some stinkers. Like you can get some $10
No, I would say
red
that
autos that are worth nothing,
ripping clear
or
cut
you
is
can hit
not
a
good.
right, and that's probably like a professional style repack
Hmm.
auto, right? So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Like I'm just trying stuff. I think if anything else, it's a good way to keep cards moving. I'm not going to be reckless with it. Like here's like an example. I don't mind being transparent. I'm transparent with when Scott and I talk all the time. If there's a run of packs sitting on the table and it's 50 packs and they're worth $55 a pack, I might have 10% in them. I might want to make 10% over what I paid, and I'm buying as smart as I can.
Mhm.
So the perfect world, on an average value out of a pack that's worth $50, you might hit a card that I valued at 45 that could comp at 60. Right? That's the hope.
We're
It's
all
not
winning then.
it's not
We're
jamming
all
in a
gonna
card
win.
that yeah, it's not jamming in a card that's
Where
valued,
can I buy
quote
these?
unquote.
When?
You're gonna get the first off the line stickered.
Yeah, I need a
Dutch
special
auction on
foil.
slabsonslabs.com. Tune in.
Okay, you can't say websites without saying you have the website. There's like something in the media about that.
Oh, okay. You know what? I was hoping to say something tonight that you'd have to edit out. So I guess that's my first one.
No, you'll just have to buy the website now.
Yeah, I should get the rights to it. But yeah, no, we'll see
Okay,
how it goes. Like, I do see what you mean that you don't see many people doing it. I think that's probably why shows get a little stale. It's because you do see a lot of the same inventory. Uh,
hmm
and I mentioned that about when I buy in the States and I bring it up here, and then I buy here and I sell to the States. I'm a firm believer that other than a few cases, like I know if Zach, I bought a few things from him. He had some nice stuff. It's tricky to buy and sell in the same market you're in. If
Well,
the
I don't enjoy always
final,
seeing the same
yeah,
stuff.
of
Well,
course,
yeah, that's what I find here is like a lot of the same stuff circulating. And then when you go to
circulating.
the same shows, you see the same things, and you're just like, "Well, I saw that last week. I don't know if I want to buy
Well,
it
that was
this
my
week."
card. That
Oh
was my
yeah.
card last year.
Well, I mean,
Let's
like
check
even
the
just
cert.
that trade night this past week, or like the other day, it's like I traded my card, and then it circulates to another person. I'm just like, "Oh man, like it just went directly to you instead of you to you to you."
Yeah, like I've got stuff on my desk that I bought local that I don't bring out because I just don't like the idea of like I bought it here. Like I don't want to bring it back
Yeah.
out here, right?
Yeah,
Unless it's just
I
in my
try
case.
to I try to move stuff out of here. Like, okay, we're gonna get this gone.
Yeah.
Yeet this thing.
I think we need to take 5 minutes and nail Scott down on his approach and his collecting. And oh, he doesn't want to do it. Isn't it uncomfortable?
Yeah.
It's a
No
safe
way.
space.
What do you want? You don't like my collection? You don't
No,
like you don't
I
like
want
me
I want the 2025 strat plan for Pack Papa
Oh
mapped out right
man.
now for all
I'm
the
going
casters
back.
listening in.
I'm going back.
Oh my god. Okay,
What?
listen, like for
Is
the
this the
if you
consolidated high end few piece year?
Yeah, I only have like
Okay.
5 cards
Okay.
that I'm not really moving. Everything else right now is like for
Anthony
sale. Even
Edwards.
yeah, the Edward stuff I'm sitting on it. Just seems cool. I don't
Yeah.
care. Couple Pokemon pieces, but like my jump back in on the Pokemon, there's no losing on anything
I
that I
think that
picked
went
up.
well. I think you keep leaning into that. I don't know why you'd stop.
There's
You were on a tear for a
so
while.
what I figure from my experience, and now I've done at least like 2 or 3 Pokemon shows with the stuff, things like that. The grade matters too much.
to
I
It
you
thought
matters
or
too
it
much.
was the
to
opposite. I thought it was
No,
not the
I
case at
was
all.
like, yo, this is good. This is good. I'm like, any vintage, let's grab any grade. But when you deal with actual people looking for it, they like pick it up like it's disgusting at a 5. I'm like, this is fucking good card. What is wrong with you? Like
Yeah.
like it's in good shape. and they usually go, "Oh, that's a cool card," and then they just like don't. So I'm like, okay, well, that sucks.
That seems pretty anecdotal. Like that might
No,
be a
it's just
one-off.
the sample size that I have. I just like I'm not gonna
I just
deal with
remember
it.
you finding some big wins, like
Yeah,
the
I
lots you were picking
find
up, and
so some of those are the ones that I'm just not moving
Mm.
you
because I'm
clearly
like,
have the doors always open because you're always on the hunt. Like you'll go to a sports shop and buy Pokemon. You'll go to a Pokemon shop and buy sports.
yeah,
Right? Like you're like you're at least always looking for a deal.
yeah. And
That's
then
the way to do it.
the other thing I've noticed with a lot of the Pokemon guys is that if you go to like the Pokemon show and you decide to start buying, they're used to people buying like small transaction,
Mm.
one card, or if they are buying a bunch of cards, it's like a lot of cheap raw stuff, like $1.50 card
Mhm.
per card.
Hmm.
And then when I was at that one in Calgary where there was like no room to move type thing, and like it seemed
Right.
like there's a
Yeah.
lot of vendors that was like maybe their first time being a vendor, not knowing
Yeah,
what to
that's
do.
fair.
And
Yeah.
then I was like, what do you want for that? And they're like, it's at this. And I'm like, okay. And then what about this one? And instead of just being like, okay, one card, I'm like, give me that one, that one, that one, now what? And they were like, and
You
then
want to
that
keep
worked.
going? You want to keep buying?
Yeah. So
I know.
then,
When I first set up last year, I got caught up in deals a couple times, like just not keeping my head straight,
yeah.
right? Like just excited about doing an in-person deal for the first time. It happens. Yeah.
But no,
I mean, as
like
a buyer, you
they
took
were
it. I
just
remember you
used
cooked me the
to,
first time I set up at Frogger's. You walked over. You're like, "Hey, man, what do you got on that Wemby?" I was like,
yeah.
I don't know. For you, 120. Ah,
Oh, I remember that.
I'm firm at 100. Like,
Oh,
fuck,
that
here you go.
thing. That
I don't know
one.
what it was. I don't know what it was. You came. You knew I had a bunch of slabs. And you're like, oh, that's the new
And
guy.
no, you were like, oh, I got all
Let's
these
get
new
him.
things. And I was like, all right, well, I'm on it for $100 or something. That expressions, color, the
Yeah,
watercolor thing.
Okay,
something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I
Yeah,
remember that.
I think I gave you a good deal.
It seemed fine. I don't know
Wait,
what
did
But
happened to
again,
you?
the card though.
it was just funny because like had I been more comfortable in that setting, not as eager to do a deal immediately with you or someone else,
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't have been giving stuff away.
No, you came and gave stuff away after though.
Yeah.
You came up after with like a stack of singles from a box, and you're like, take, what do you want to do with this? I'm like, I don't friggin' really
Oh, I
want to
remember
do
that.
this. And
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, what do you think I'm gonna sell
The
it to you
Brandon Miller
for? And
Silver,
you
I
just
think it
said a
was.
number. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to have to buy it
Then we
now.
went
Yeah, I
to your
remember that.
car and
Yeah, yeah,
comped it all out, and you're just like, yo, like one of these cards is basically the price of what I paid
yeah,
for
yeah,
it.
So
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, I'll just
I think you
take
gave me like
this.
$50, and the Brandon Miller covered it and then some. I think that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
it was. Then you had like a tie dye of somebody random, and yeah,
Yeah, there was some stuff in there. But I'm like always trying to get away from the volume game because like AJ, when he first met me, I had like crazy random, but I had a pretty good amount of stuff sorted out
Hmm.
and I had multi boxes. And then was like, I didn't have like crazy pieces that I was like excited about, but I had like stuff
Yeah.
that I
Mhm.
knew was worth value to someone. And then I decided to like nail down target cards. And all of a sudden, I was just like launching boxes off to people at whatever values. Like, I
Yeah,
was like, I turned into, okay, you can move stuff at good values in lots. So then I did that. And then I hit pretty much all my targets in a month from like liquidating the volume.
yeah,
And I never looked back at that point. And the only reason I kind of switched to, oh, I should get higher, like a better quality volume situation going on in that, like when I got the 3 row, and then I was just like, from what I want to put in the case and what I could actually put in the case,
right.
it just, so what I would want to put in the case, I'm like, well, now I'm walking around with like $60,000 in the stem thing. But in reality, I should, it would all be like 25 to 100 style
Yeah.
slabs. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with that stuff. I don't like to sit on it. You can't keep track in your head. Like, you can't beautiful mind that shit unless you're
Yeah,
like
you are
super.
I couldn't do it. I have to keep a sheet.
So then
Um,
I am going
so
back
you're
to
switching back to
my
the
bag.
satchel. Yeah, yeah,
I liked it because like it's made for slabs and cards.
I
But,
love
like,
how
no-
I love how the case defines your hobby.
No, I just
It's like
it's like
this is
that.
my vehicle. This is my
I
vessel. This is my hobby
No one
vessel.
else is doing it. Everyone seems to want to carry the suitcase around, and I
Yeah.
tried the suitcase and it just sucks. I'm like, this isn't how I like
Yeah,
to
I got
operate.
mine's a smaller 3-row. I didn't get the full.
Yeah, the 2-row's not
Cool.
as bad, but like, holy smokes, man.
AJ's got a smaller one too, I think.
Yeah, but it's still
Like,
a pain in the ass to carry around. I remember carrying that thing during the expo, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like
Yeah,
I'm
that's
yeah,
fair.
lugging this
but like
damn thing.
nobody wants to do this. And then
Lug this
when
big case on the showcase and
yeah,
flip
people
through it
hate
every
that
time.
too.
And
Like,
yeah.
oh, just people slamming cases on tables all the time. But when I have the little bag, I know where my stuff is, and if it doesn't fit in there, I don't want it. Basically,
Yeah, I get it.
so
I get it. I
sacrifices have to be made.
I do yeah, I have those moments all the time where I'm like, I want to like whittle things down. I want to not buy and just sell through and just kind of see what I can build up in cash and have no cards. And
But like
then I'm like, can I auction things and just clear it out? I'm like, well, I don't have to liquidate, so I'll just kind of chill and be selective on buying. And then I'm like, I get bored and I'm just gonna buy a bunch
yeah.
of stuff.
Well, I think that's my problem. I'm bored. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna buy something to try to sell it because I'm bored. Versus when I go to a show, like Calgary is probably the best shows that we've gone and been like, well, nothing was mind blowing, so I didn't buy anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to
And
think.
that was like the way you're supposed to do it. Not like, oh shit, there's like
Who was-
7 base CJ Stroud 10s here. I'm gonna buy all 10 of them and leave the show with them.
I
And then
think
flip them on someone else.
the best show we went to two Calgary shows. I set up
Yeah,
at
New
one,
Horizon.
and then you guys came after, and then
Yeah, you were
we
set
went
up.
down
I
together.
showed up.
Yeah, I think both times are good. I think that's if it wasn't for the roads and winter time, I'd probably go all year round. But
Mhm.
definitely a show I think to go to and not set up. I think I'd go to buy and just kind of peruse.
Yeah,
Setting up's a commitment, and then you got travel on top of it and lugging things around. Like, that's why I like the idea. Like this year, at least the North Show, and I don't know. I flip a coin on the Leduc stuff.
I think we're done with that Leduc shop.
Yeah, been hearing some.
Shots fires on the pod tonight. So that's what's
No,
happening.
I'm noticing a lot
They're gonna
more.
shut you down.
I just know enough people and I've talked to enough people, and it feels weird now with all the like there's too many shops and it's kind of bizarre, and I've never had like a good time at the Leduc shop. I've never set up at the Leduc shop, and it just doesn't feel like the best situation. But it's not. Did you have like a really good sales day when you were there?
The one time I set up, it was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay.
So like it's like
But I
a
also had kind of weird inventory at the time. Like
it's just a super hockey
yeah, a
set
lot.
thing.
But
They're
I don't know if you
all
remember. Last year, I tried to lead into the idea that there wasn't a lot of available newly graded or PSA graded relevant hockey in Edmonton. So I was buying fresh PSA subs from people I knew, and I was shipping it here. And it sold through. Like it sold through okay. Nobody was paying premiums, right? Like
No.
eBay Canada, people were paying premiums because I don't think the
Yeah,
stuff's
they'll pay the
available up
full
here.
ask on eBay in Canada, but at a show, man, we're
Like,
gonna.
I gotta pay at least 30.
70%.
It's graded. I gotta pay at least 30. Right? Like that's a real thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think back. I remember having a bunch of like Bedards and Slavkovskis and a bunch of that kind of stuff. And it wasn't flying, right? Yeah, I think I'm still trying to figure it out. What is the best mix? Football is surprisingly really good.
Yeah,
Local,
well, football's always popular here.
yeah.
Just
Football's really
seems
good. I'm still trying to figure out like price point, but also I'm not. The dollar's so bad right now that it's so tough to buy, in the States and pull it up
Mhm.
paying 50% premium, and I don't know. It's just weird. I've been, yeah, haven't been buying as much in the States bringing up here, other than from my guy.
Yeah.
One of the guys I buy from.
no. Oh, like there's another show coming up. The Lloyd show is coming up in March again.
Oh, there's another one. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys
So
want to go to that?
I do actually. want to. We missed the fall one. The spring one seemed easier to get to. We went last
We went
spring.
last year, yeah.
Like, I sold a Joe Burrow orange laser at that show for,
Oh yeah, to a guy wearing a Joe Burrow
yeah. That was
jersey.
a weird,
Spot. You found him.
like, I sold that, and then I ended up selling, like, the Gibbs stained glass 10 and some other card.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
Cooper Cup stained glass 10.
You have a weird memory.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't
when
remember.
you
I don't
sold
remember what I sold there.
specific
But those
cards,
are the
that's
only 3 cards I
that's
sold
really-
at that show, but it's still, like,
Oh.
enough money to make it worthwhile to be there.
Right.
I didn't sell anything. You were selling Pokemon out of that box.
Yeah, a lot of the old school stuff.
Yeah. But it can be good. I just feel like, okay, you go there and you I don't think I'd want to set up there. Last time there was this setup, like 111 left early because nobody was looking. No,
I
he
thought you
didn't.
said it was a good buying show. I thought
That
it
was
was a lot of
October. That was
people-
October.
The
Oh, okay.
the spring one that we were at before, like Froggers was a anchor sponsor, and they bought up a storm there.
That's right.
And it's like a nice venue. It's good. Like, I don't know, I just want to get out sometimes and go, but I also been talking about going to show in the States for a long time and haven't gone just because gotta fly
like to do-
We
somewhere.
gotta go.
I'd like to do Vancouver area a little
Uh-huh.
bit.
Like the Bosa
Um,
one
Yeah, or the Langley
or
show. I heard
see
good
if
things
yeah,
about
that's the one.
all of
though.
those shows. Yeah, whichever one. I've heard good things. I mean, I think Vancouver would just naturally be a really good market,
Ooh.
right?
If we go to BC, KSA is usually set up so I can go to
Oh my
war
gosh, you're gonna.
in
Bro,
person.
yeah,
That's not gonna be
please
good.
unblock him. Just KSA, if you're listening, just unblock Pat Papa. He didn't
Yeah.
mean it.
No, I mean
I
The
I
way
mean
you
it.
the way you slab small mini cards is perfectly fine.
No. They can cut the foam to fit.
Oh my gosh.
Well, or just don't offer the service. Like, why do you have
Man,
to grade a sticker?
Are we gonna do the segment or what?
Oh, the segment.
Sure, let's jump
It's just
into the
are
segment.
Are the segments just blown today? Was this just a
This was an interview, and then now we're in the segment. We gotta go quick, guys.
Why?
Oh, that's
What is this segment? Is that the pickup one?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Oh, the
the
segment.
I
segment.
just remember talking to you guys to be like, you should do more segments.
The reason that we're doing the segment is because of Slabs. He told us.
Hey, my pickups though, because we had Frogger's trade night. No, we
No.
didn't.
that was on
What was-
That was
We
two.
had Millwoods
we had,
Saturday. Saturday was Millwoods,
and then we had our
Yeah.
own trade night
and
yesterday.
out of nowhere,
Right.
I picked up the Bedard BGS 95.
He texted me. I was like, "You're down bad. Like, what
And
is
then
going
what did I
on
do?
here?"
And then I went skiing, and then I got an Anthony Edwards Silver Prism rookie.
Nice.
So yeah. What did I get? And then I got the Prismania. That
yeah, that
sold.
was,
Oh, you,
that was-
you hit the Lamar over Christmas.
Yeah, that was Boxing Day.
Yeah, you
We've
got a
segmented that already.
You got the Prismania Xavier Worthy, and then I think Slabs got a Prismania Xavier Worthy as
Yeah.
well today too. You guys got it
Yeah,
the
you just
same
picked
day.
it up on
God.
the segment.
What are the chances?
Yeah.
How did that work out?
They're not
What
short
are
print
the
anymore.
chances?
We have two. No.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah, no.
I paid more than he did, to be fair.
But
Did
I
you?
also got that Miles Garrett White Knight for the PC, which I
Yeah.
never have PC cards.
Yeah, it's true. I need your guys' thoughts on PC, and is it even worth it?
No.
I don't
That's
think
the
so.
$1,000,000 question.
People are gonna hate me.
It's
because
such a
I
hot.
just would
it's
go
a
like,
hot
it's
thing,
not.
because
We're supposed to be collecting.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel good to me
yeah,
overall collecting because I don't like having worthless shit.
I think a lot of ultra modern printing has ruined just the idea of trying to collect something. It's made it overwhelming because you look at what Panini did with Select, and they printed it to the moon in 2020 after Select was kind of their top 3 product. Hobby only, it was like maybe 15 parallels that they had the level thing. Only certain guys had certain like a I think, for example, like Donovan Mitchell, I don't think he has a court side in 2017. He only has like a premier level, right? Like little things like that. There was nuance to select. And then 2020 came and they just ruined it. And then
like
they've
Purdy
done that
doesn't
now
have some of
ever
those.
since. So that's like the story
Or-
everybody brings up is like what Panini did to select. But I don't know where I'd start with Ultra Modern. Or you can buy Color Blast downtown. They're kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But-
it's not affordable for most people.
True. I've kind
You're
of
like,
I'm like if I go anywhere, I would do like I'd buy a couple pieces of guys that I'd like just mean a little bit to me. Like Tiger Woods would be cool. Like Rafa Nadal. Like I love watching him growing up right through the 2000s, 2010s. And they wouldn't have a whole lot out there, but like just a couple cool pieces. But it wouldn't be like, oh, I need like a big card of every GOAT, right? I need a Mahomes 10 and I need a Gretzky OPG. Like I don't want to do that. It just doesn't appeal to me.
Well, I mean, like,
it would feel better though as a collection having these locked in things.
but you had
but then again, that's the struggle. The struggle is, and I think that's what a lot of people forget, is if you run your hobby as a side thing. Now I know some people blend real money with hobby money, and that's cool. But if you're fixed resource and you want to be able to buy and sell and generate cash flow, as soon as you go to buy the big grail piece,
it's locked.
that money's locked.
Yeah.
Like you can't play with it anymore. Right.
Mhm.
So until you get to a point where like, shit, month over month, I can't move through this money. Like I can't buy enough and sell enough to pull down my cash. I can go buy a grail. I can go take $2,000 and go buy the Tiger Woods auto I've always wanted because my balance has never moved above or below a certain level. So I can safely go buy that. And I don't got to worry about if a deal came up, would I have enough money to do it? That's my worry. That's always my concern.
Like
Yeah.
I guess I do have like a collection. It's just the things that I would just sit on until something was like, yo, I need that. And I would be willing I'll be willing
It
to
hurt
move
me when I
these.
was like everything was for sale. Like I had a Vince Carter Kaboom. I remember I
Yeah.
had it around here last year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it sucked when I sold it. Because I was like, when I found it, I was like, oh man, I need that card. I paid full comp for it. I think I paid over comp. Because like I'll never sell it. And then I sold it.
Well, that's me and like LeBron rookies, and I don't have any now. That's what I kept doing. I was like, I'm never gonna get rid of these cards, and then I'm like, oh, this came up. I should trade this and sell this and get that, and I did. So it's weird, but I remember you selling your Dunkin' Donuts and stuff in
Dunkin'
Calgary.
Donuts, yeah.
Yeah.
Some people kept coming up, and they all left.
They're
They
cool.
all
Like,
went away.
it's cool when you collect like desirable things, right? And then you can get rid of it when you have to. I mean, I've seen the stuff AJ likes to stash away. It's always liquid stuff, right? Like that Herbie blue that you have that I traded you.
Yeah.
Like if you ever want to get out of it, you'll find a buyer.
And
Especially
that's the
now.
thing, yeah.
He's crushing, right? Like it's just if you're collecting stuff that nobody wants, then you try to flip like Chuba Hubbard. Come on, what are you doing?
Oh, that thing, that
Oh
guy.
my gosh,
Yeah,
that
like the
was
I had all that
wild.
stuff too.
Yeah. Sorry, Anton. Yag Slabs, it's not a shot at you.
He didn't buy it. He didn't buy it.
Yeah. Well, I bought the Chuba Hubbard lot from Eric, but at a good number because he's not liquid. But
Mm-hmm.
are we going to talk about the shop we're opening up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're gonna start a.
I'm just kidding. No spoilers. There's no shop.
Well,
But I've been thinking about it a lot. Like my head is like even just with work stuff, and I'm like, oh man, I'd love to just do cards full time. Like fuck it, try it for a year, and if it
Oh my gosh.
flops, can your wife hear this?
No, but this is like the dilemma I'm going through in my head. Like I'm at work every single day, and people are just like, "You're miserable, man. Like, what's
I'm
what's
at
going
work
on with
right
you?"
now.
This is going to turn into a therapy session.
Yeah,
Like
right.
confessions.
Three middle-aged guys like,
Confessions.
boys, let's get to the cardboard.
Hey guys,
No,
we're
I-
opening up a shop. Don't hate us.
I think it's a real thought. I mean, I've already kind of done the side thing, and I think it wouldn't be the balance I'm trying to find to strike, and I don't think you'd ever be able to do it because what the effort you'd have to put in to replace what you get in your full time
Yeah.
wouldn't balance because you wouldn't have enough time to do it. Like you physically wouldn't have enough time to do it. So you kind of have to get close enough and then take the leap and then hopefully it can pan out and
Mhm.
just have a bit of a recovery plan if it were not to.
Yeah.
But I think it's doable. Like all the things we talk about, all these things, the local shop, the local scene, the shows. I mean, we kind of throw some shade every now and again, but I look at it as it means there's opportunity to fill those gaps, right? Like
Well,
there's
I
better
think so.
ways to
There's
do it.
always a spot because there's so much like, okay, well, this
Yeah.
place isn't doing it the way that makes sense, and
Mhm.
this place is up their own ass, and this place is this. So
And
where
honestly,
can we
not
be
many
in the middle?
people- Not many people do the U.S. vehicle, like the U.S. thing, the U.S.
Mhm.
outlet thing.
Mhm.
And like, I mean, even at the level I do it, I think it's a huge, like, I couldn't do it without that.
Yeah.
You'd need it, right? Yeah, I hope we talk about it more. Maybe we can do another pod just about a shop, but
Mhm.
I think it's a
Well,
good idea. I think it'd be a cool idea. I mean, Scott and I were, I forget what night it was, last week sometime on Redfin, looking at commercial space.
Oh yeah, Scott was talking to me about that too, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
like,
okay.
let me know,
I
man.
sent you the thing.
This
You
rent's
did?
not that bad,
I'm pretty sure it was on
Yeah.
the last pod where we were talking about it, or it was probably after the pod when we were discussing it
There was that one listing by the
by Brits.
the fish and chips place.
That one. I think it's a cool location. I mean, it'd be kind of what you want to do with it. Like I said to Scott, would you just have a little space that, a small group could come and kind of hang out, host a little trade night.
Well, you do want people to stay in your store and hang out. You want that.
Yeah.
It helps. The longer you stay in a space, like think about any trade night that we've been to or anything like that, the longer you stay there, the more it's like, okay, maybe I am gonna open that pack over there. Staring at it all
And
damn
it's
day.
like, oh, we're gonna go, and it's like, well, maybe I'll just grab that prism. The last
Like there's
pack of
absolutely
prism.
no reason why anyone is like, okay, I just sold a bunch of cards. Let's rip all the money away
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, Weston, I need to sell this so I can go rip that pack. Buy
Yeah.
this from me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
They're
did buy
so
those cards, and then I felt bad a little after, but then I don't now. I feel fine. I feel resolve. I'm like, you know what? I do feel bad for making him do it because I was like, you told me if I buy those cards, you will rip that pack, and then he
Right.
did. After
That's
he
so
was like,
funny.
maybe no, I shouldn't, and then
Well, in the video that I record, he's all like, "Why am I doing this?" I'm like, "I don't know
Yeah.
why you're doing this."
Gotta ask
I
yourself that.
told him to. I said, no, I like to see what happens, but we'll see.
Yeah,
But
Any
it's
other bird-
20.
any
It's a
other
new
bird
year,
questions?
yeah, once I get rid of my cards, then I'll
And
go
then-
into
then you're
a
off.
shop with no inventory. And just like, I'm
The thing
here.
about JVing it with Scott would be he'd rip all the fucking product.
Mm-mm.
Content, boys. It's just content. We're ripping for
No,
content.
that's
Don't worry.
I'll
I
record the
never rip for
content.
content. I forget to film lots.
Well, that's
of
the
things.
thing.
It's
Is
a-
like
it's a write-off. Don't worry.
I should be doing that.
that's what happened. Though. It's like everything that I
you
rip.
guys should- I
right
think
off.
that kind of content does pretty good. I mean, for what you
Yeah,
guys
people love
built.
that.
Yeah, ripping
But-
like if you guys dedicated like every new SKU that came out, do a little reel on it, like ripping
we
ETB
used to.
or
We
yeah, I
used to
thought you
do it.
did. Yeah.
But I don't want to be ripping, so I stopped doing it.
Yeah, we gotta
I don't think
gotta take turns on
you-
that stuff.
People don't like. It seems like maybe I do lots, but then I don't. Like I've seen
I
people
think-
rip,
yeah,
and I'm
it's-
like,
it's always-
this is
It's always
sickening.
the timing of it that makes me chuckle. Because like you
Yeah.
text me today at like 1:30 and I'm at my desk and I'm like, the fucking guy's got a Prism case hit at 1:30 on a Wednesday? Like, what are you doing? And then I'm like, okay, how'd you get this? Oh, I ripped a pack. And then I ripped 2 packs. Like, brother, just get a day job. Just get like,
I'm working right now.
That is his day job. He just made
yeah.
a few $100, you know.
True. Yeah. Yeah. That's
And he got a PC. He got a PC card in
Mhm.
while he
That's
is at
right.
it too.
that was sound investment, sound trade-off.
No, I was like,
Good ROI.
oh, there's a new box. Like, okay, let's sample it to see if it's like got the same absolutely terrible feeling that other one did to everybody. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, oh, you're gonna get just beat up if you open this stuff. So I did. I opened it. I'm like, oh, I got a numbered colored rookie, and I was like, it's color matched. It's a Packer. I actually just sold it on eBay, but
Nice.
then I'm like, am I dumb? And looked at him like, just give me another one. And I used my numbers, my lucky numbers, eights for the Chinese stuff,
Oh yeah,
fours
Yeah.
because
it's Chinese New Year, man.
denominators.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it was crazy. So whatever.
No, whatever
Respect
works
it.
for you.
I respect it.
It's something you enjoy. I
Mhm.
get a laugh with the timing usually, but
I know. It's
Well,
like 3
I'm
phone
out
calls
doing
today.
yeah.
oh really?
Oh, because I was like, oh, yo, I'm over here. Oh, I tried to get my Drake London 101 that I pulled back today in trade.
Oh,
He did not trade me. Took
where was Capital City?
Yeah, I left
Yeah.
a bunch of cards there. He looked at it, came back, talked to him some more, and then it did not go through. He even got it out, and then he's like,
Good
no.
eBay. Drake London 101. It's a good eBay card.
It's on there, it's not selling, so
Well, it's probably too expensive.
there is another I found it pretty much direct comp. There's another select 101, insert rookie, same thing, same parallel. It's like the select certified, and I hit a select turbocharge.
Yeah.
And then that one is SGC 10 and it sold for like 250 Canadian. So
Non-auto, right?
yeah, just a one-on-one.
250. Wow.
Yeah. So then I'm like, okay, well that would make this card 200,
Don't-
250-ish. No,
Did
no,
it
no.
sell? Did it sell in the States, but it just did 250 when converted?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
250 Canadian.
I thought you meant it
The-
sold on .ca.
No. It was on 130 point. So I'm like, okay, that's like a $200 card, basically.
Hmm.
But he knows what he traded for it at or whatever, so he wants to
Impossible to get your value back in that though. Like,
No, every year with football, it goes down and down and down.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I was thinking like, okay, it's my hit from before. Like, I'll trade some stuff that I just got back, like all of those cards back in that sub.
yeah.
So let's move things around.
Yeah, I
And then I'm
vultured a
like, oh,
couple.
cool. Get this thing around again, and maybe Expo season, off season stuff. Like, oh, Drake London might have a good year. Like maybe I sell it or trade it.
Should we try to get a table at the expo?
Mm. My problem is that I don't want to sit there. I've sat at shows and I'm sick of it. I don't carry enough. I don't carry enough stuff anymore where I need to sit there and try to sell.
I mean, if we
Stuff off.
share a table, then we could.
Here's a
Yeah.
question: if you ever did the shop thing, would you be willing to do that stuff? Because you'd have
Oh
to.
yeah, I just sit there all the time. I don't care. If it's my job, it's different.
Well, it's not a job. You're doing it because, like, I'll dead honest. If I ever did it, it's because I hate the other side and I actually enjoy cards.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Like, I like cards,
It
so,
honestly
like,
wouldn't even be a job. I
it's the
seriously wouldn't think of it.
it's the way you want your job to be because you like doing it. So yes, I would be doing it because I would do it if I wasn't working. But then
Mm,
the way my personal setup is, I am not a volume guy sitting there with all the cards because I don't have them. So I don't have to do that. I just go up to whoever and see what's up.
hey, here's 400 cards. You want to buy it for $20?
Yeah. You want to buy this? Let me launch this. I'm just going to leave this under a table taped there. It will be in that locker, and the pin code is this 3 p.m.
Nice.
the drop spot. But I don't know. Like if I was at the expo and it's like, hey, we got to watch the table. It's like, okay, sit there, see what's up, try to sell a card, But
It might not be worth it. I don't know. I think
It
last
depends
time
what-
I was there, I remember going to some of the bigger tables and it was really tough to buy. West had a table. I didn't really try from Frogger's. Mark Wilson,
Mhm.
yeah,
Calgary, him and his guy, they were there. I didn't know them that well at the time. They were sticky.
Mhm.
But it makes sense. Like they're set up. I get it. It's tough
Yeah.
to get
So-
from a dealer.
I feel like if you're set up at the expo, you need a good spot because people are coming in there. There's so many people that are just coming in there to try to sell a card for some reason. And I was telling AJ last year, like, we have to talk to randoms in the thing
Yeah.
and beat them before they talk to a table.
Well, like two of
Yeah.
the biggest shops in the city arguably had the worst tables. Like they're in the back corner from the entrance.
Yeah, they were buried.
Yeah. And there's like this guy at the front that had all these hockey autos that probably were stickered in 1998 and will never sell.
Yeah,
Pretty sure he was at the
Probably.
same place the previous year.
everyone was in the same spot every year.
Yeah.
It's the kind of weird, but so my assumption would be if we're like, yo, we need a table, and then we got a table, they would put us in that back corner, like where I don't know, it's like the PSA side, but the back by kind of where
Flip side
111th
was?
had the piece of table.
Oh, the back left corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's where you're gonna get stuck. And like traffic
Yeah.
gets very screwy. So if you're not in there and you're not in soon enough, no one's coming to you to sell something. And I don't
Yeah,
think
maybe
people go around and try to shop offers with different tables. I think they just kind of go, oh, this guy will buy my card. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did have some luck with a dealer at Montreal because I think if they're coming in from out of town, they have to do deals. Like you have to generate some cash, right,
Yeah,
to cover the
I
cost
saw
of your
those.
trip.
They also had a nice mixture of things.
Yeah, they had some Otani and some baseball. I remember buying a bunch of stuff from them. But then there was the guy Jordan, I think his name is on Instagram, Jordan's Cards, something like that. Big repacker. And he bought stacks of slabs from a number of tables. Just like
Oh,
came
yeah.
up with like a Sharpie and a sticky note and just started slapping numbers and slabs, and they
Hmm.
worked out some
They had like a
deal.
suitcase on the roll.
Yeah,
Oh, is that the
Yeah.
one that everyone
Yeah.
was like making a
Yeah.
big deal about?
Yeah,
yeah, I think so.
because he came up and apparently was like, oh, I didn't think it'd be this decent. So like maybe I should actually be selling up here next year. I should get a table or booth or something. But
So when is the expo?
May, I
but
would
they're
assume.
really terrible at like pre-planning it. It
Right.
will just like hit and you'll be like, what? They'll like contact people like a
Right.
week beforehand and hope that you could make it. And they try to gouge on the pricing of tables as well.
Okay.
It will always
That
vary
was-
and depends
I
on
think that
who
was
you
the-
are.
I think that was the first show I went to.
Yeah.
Locally. And that's like I said, circling back to what we first talked about was like introduced to you guys, I think through, I don't know, a reel or something. Like I said, I'd comment on an Instagram post. I
Mhm.
said, we're local. Hey, yeah, we're Edmonton guys. Then I saw you were doing some more vlogging. And then, went to the expo, and I guess the rest is history. Just
How many
going to
days did
shows
you
and stuff.
go?
It's been pretty fun.
How many
just
days did you go?
Just one. I met Justin, I forget his last name, Cernacco.
Fernanco.
Oh,
So, right,
yeah.
Yeah, he told me what Froggers was. He mentioned they had a trade night, and that's
Mhm.
when I set up at the trade night, and yeah, it's cool.
And that's
But
when
that's
met
why
you.
I thought you knew him because I was at the Northside show and he came in and you were with him at that
he-
moment.
Right. He was kind of the only connection I had. I didn't know anybody else.
We haven't seen that guy in a while.
No.
He messaged me the other day asking if I wanted to buy a McDavid PSA 10, and then
Well, that's kind of cool.
before I
Yo, what's he doing?
got it sold.
He had his stuff locked in, man. He had some stuff he just never needed to move. That's a
Oh yeah, he had a couple big Wembies.
Yeah,
in the
he
crowd,
did.
I think.
A
Yeah.
Red
lot
out of
a lot of
299.
Stroud's.
And
Yeah.
he had a lot of Burrow before too. And Purdy.
Oh yeah, Purdy. Tons of Purdy.
Yeah. He had sick Purdy cards though.
hmm
But I don't know. I wonder if he still has that red out of 299 Wemby. That was kind of sick. Prism.
You guys, are you guys still pushing for 100 episodes this year?
Oh yeah.
What
Oh yeah, I mean we
Yeah.
probably got a year and a half left. Year and
are we on right now?
We're on
47.
47. We're coming up onto 1
Okay.
year. Next week is 1 year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nah.
We're having a
Nice.
party.
Yeah, we're gonna have
That's
a
exciting.
party.
That's exciting.
Everyone of Lost in the Cost is invited. I'll put up the link for the Zoom meeting.
We're doing something for Super Bowl, you think?
Yes, Super Bowl.
Yeah, hopefully.
Everyone said they
Make
wanted
it
to
a
do
trade
it,
night.
so we'll
Yeah, I'm
we'll
down.
do a get
I'm
together.
down.
I don't know what. Well, we'll figure out a place.
Well,
go.
okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
We
Holding.
can talk about it after this podcast. It's easier.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? That was.
No.
Oh. Okay.
Shut up. No. I forgot, okay? We were doing
Jeez.
the expo. And
Yes.
then we remember how we know Slabs
People.
on Slabs from the first time. The first time we ever saw him, set eyes on him. And he had all
Set
those
eyes on him.
acetate PSA cards in his case. And it's like, all right, well, this stuff is all new and no one ever has this shit here. So it's kind of crazy. I'm like, this guy's got different stuff. Let's go. And
Yeah, I mean,
then,
I said that to Brennan. I think it was on trade night or last trade night. It's like I like the idea of bringing cards that just aren't here.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was trying to do.
bring something different. Probably will go because no one sees it. And then revisit it later when you see it pop up again for some reason. Hopefully it got shipped out, but it doesn't. Or it actually gets collected. But
That's why every time at trade night, I'm always like, it's all the same stuff. You don't really need to look through anything because it's all the same things. You've seen it the past 3 months. I just haven't moved anything, But, once I start moving some stuff, Paolo Banchero's coming back. So,
oh yeah.
market's
The week-
going.
I think you picked the right guys, like Paolo, Jalen, Herbert, like even like
Herbert is
Salas and
It's the
Merrill.
high.
Herbert's with the
High
heart
toss.
though. He's collecting that with
You
his
should
heart.
just ask AJ who to collect, and he'll tell you.
Hey man, if you listen to the podcast previously from during the summer when I was talking about Jalen Green, I'm like, yo man, they got a good coach. Jalen Green was on the come up last year at the end of the season. I'm like, he's gonna do well this year, and they're like, look at them, they're second place this year.
I can't get behind the Jalen Green. I couldn't.
But I
for
mean,
some
the thing
reason.
is that like their team is so young and they have so
Yeah.
many pieces and they have a good coach. So yeah, it
Yeah,
makes sense.
So young and cheap to the point where they had to pay Fred VanVleet $40 million just to round out their salary cap
Yeah.
and a little bit of vet flavor. They were talking with Jimmy Butler going there.
Oh
And
my gosh. Oh, Jimmy Butler was talking about
he'd ruin the culture. He'd ruin the
Yeah,
vibes.
well.
He wants to go to Phoenix, but it's not going to
Oh
happen.
yeah.
Why does he want to go there?
Because they suck now.
They just
Do
think putting three big players together still works, and it doesn't. Look at
Yeah,
OKC.
it's horrible. The freaking big three is just the dumbest thing. It's like LeBron
Just get Shea. Just trade for Shea, and you're good.
yeah.
Shea, Jokic, Giannis. It's crazy. Yeah, no, it was thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man, appreciate it.
Fun.
You know what? We'll have you
Fun
on
to
more
chat.
often. Might be
I don't
a
know if I
recurring
feel-
guest.
I know. I think what got me was at trade night. You're like, oh, this guy always got excuses.
No.
He's always coming up with an excuse. I was like, not this time. I'm coming on, and I'm like, I'm not 100%
yesterday?
out of the cold.
Yesterday's
No,
excuses.
Yeah.
That feels like forever ago for me now.
And I was like,
So
no,
much happens
I'm coming
in a
on.
day.
I brought my camera home. It was at my office. And anytime. I love talking about cards. I mean,
Yeah, man, love it.
like I said, I do it. I do it all day, every effing day, if I could. It'd be so sweet.
Same here, man.
You can. Just live the life like me.
Thanks, man. Will you?
Yeah. Update.
You know what?
Next episode.
Yeah. Since we've
Well,
seen you last,
I've
we've
lived
released
a lot of.
full-
I live in that trailer that I walked up to, and
In your video.
yeah, the
Really?
ice fishing shack.
I don't know. I feel like I should remember that.
It's a
It's-
real.
It was a real, yeah.
Was it a while ago?
That's a
Last
while
year?
ago. Yeah.
Sometime?
Yeah.
I think I
Oh,
remember.
Wemby Prism Fast Break box.
Oh, yeah.
Got that GG Jackson, that
Yeah.
six PSA 6. I think I got. They damaged that card though, man. I don't go through my
Yeah,
cards.
they would have. If it's a 5 or 6, they probably creased it.
I
Or
don't.
there was like a thumbnail you missed.
Oh, there is like a piece of the back top
it's
edge.
missing,
Looks like
yeah.
someone put their hand in and jammed it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, because I don't do that. Like, I've talked about my gem rate's been really good. So when I look at a card, I'm looking at a card.
Yeah,
Like,
that last one you did really well.
People take. I've sold cards that I'm just not. I'm a little bit too worried. It's not a lock for a 10,
Mm-hmm.
and they've 10 the card by just subbing it because
Right.
I'm just too over the top.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the Wemby Green you sold to
Yeah.
me, gemmed.
I was like, it has a chance, but I just don't think because it has like the print lines on the back. Well, they don't care, I guess.
Yeah. I think what
But then it
what
puts it in a
catches you all the
9.5.
time is you just think through, like, if I can sell the card today for 100, or I can spend 130, so I'm gonna do it for 130 to wait 3 months to get a 9, that'll be worth 80. It's like, I'll just sell it now. It's fine. If you can gem it, go for it.
Yeah. Like there's cards I'm like, yep, that's a lock. No problem. No problem. I'll sub it. Just
Mhm.
doesn't
Yeah.
make sense not to. But there's other things that I'm just like, this is not I'm too scared. I'm
And
like,
then
it's
even
gonna
like, it's so tough. I mean, there's so many things we could talk about. I'm like, yeah. Like, remember that Bryce Young auto I had, the gold Topps Chrome non-licensed
Mm.
auto. I bought it when I bought it raw. The amount I paid raw, I didn't know what it would grade. I mean, the guy that I bought it from, normally his stuff is usually suspect at best, but it ended up gemming. But like, timing sucks too. Like, when you go through the whole grading process, because when I sold it, it sold in a 10 for what it was doing raw when I bought it.
Yeah.
Right. So you're at the mercy of so many things when you play
Yeah,
around
we
with
could-
that game, and it can go the other way too, right? It can go.
our
You
last sub
can,
was kind of whack because it
you
took
could
a
have
little bit
cards that are
long.
sitting at PSA and they're mooning while they're there,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right? And then they come back and you're going to reap the benefit, even if you don't get the grades you want. So it can kind of
Mhm.
go both ways, but I'm usually not that lucky.
I like to sub stuff that
down.
I think I should hold for a little while because it's better.
Yeah.
It just like I won't sell it because it's gone. So then it works out in that
I just can't wait
sense.
for your Pokemon stuff to come back when you're back into the Pokemon world.
Oh, buddy, that thing is gonna kill. The
Oh.
Pokemon sub is gonna be insane. Oh.
Especially with what's happening right now. Everything's so
I
expensive.
will be retiring.
Yeah.
I will be retiring on that one.
I hope you do pull some grades on those vintage.
Let me see. Okay, so that sub, the vintage that I have there is not that crazy. Like there's one, two, there's like 5 or 6 cards that are like, let's go for PSA ones because I bought that lot, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Just hilarious stuff, right? And then there's a lot of modern in there. And I'm like, all right, we're gonna punch some people in the face when
cool
these
stuff,
come
though.
back.
Yeah. That was in your I can grade anything and sell a slab phase.
Yeah, no, I should be able to though with that stuff. It's all like there's a Charizard 151 English in there. It's a big
Oh
card.
yeah, holy crap. That thing's just going up too.
Bulbasaur and Squirtle, Stella, Crown, Full Arts are in there.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Well, this one is from like my pulled and sat on forever, the Trinitar V alt art.
Mhm.
That's a crazy card now. The
When do you think
Dragonite
they're gonna
V,
come back?
Hmm?
When do you think they're going to come back?
end of this month,
Fairly
maybe early
soon,
February.
I would assume, yeah.
But like Venusaur 151 alt art, it's in there.
Yeah, I just sold mine yesterday. Or
How
traded.
much?
No, I traded to Kong.
Oh,
Traded it for that Koba Mimikyu 10.
What a beauty. What a
I
beauty.
thought you were getting a whole bunch of
And then
Jalen
Jalen
Green
Oh
stuff.
man. If he had Jalen Green, I'd just say like give me whatever Jalen Green card you have and I'll take it.
Take it.
And then I took
Take
a
it.
Umbreon from the celebrations.
Oh. Oh.
Yo,
Yeah, no,
Umbreon's
I'm
gonna
curious.
moon.
I'm curious to what the grades really come back because like I was just like Pokemon doesn't matter. 8, 9, 10, let's go.
Mhm.
Anything. Like it's not like I was like, oh, let's fuck this card up and sub it and see what happens. It was like, okay, it's clean enough, clean enough, clean enough. Let's go.
Yeah. Right.
So it will all
Alright.
come back, and I think the Trinitar V, like since I pulled that card originally, that's like the one that I'm probably not selling from it
Mhm.
because I'll just go put it back. Like I've had it for years already, and the Dragonite V, I probably will also just keep those two because they were like the same vibe. But the rest of this stuff, it's like, let's go. Pop count, probably 15,000 by the time I get it here. So
Okay. Who
Let's
cares?
go. Let's go. The
Let's
sub
go.
will come back and I'll be like, okay, how many of these cards am I trading in to just pay for the sub and walking out of here without spending a single dollar?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, you could do that, but no.
So
Ooh,
what's
I
up
have a
next? What do we? What's the next thing on the calendar?
The 18th is the Northside Bomera show.
Right.
I
I
have
don't know
no
if
idea.
I'll have stuff ready to set up on that one.
I don't know. Well, you have stuff. You're ready. You just wouldn't be optimized.
Right.
But
need
I don't
my
know what the
stickers.
overtime schedule is, but I feel like I'm due to go to Calgary.
I think we should go and. Well, we'll see what the weather is because it's supposed to be pretty warm. Next few
I'm not
weeks.
too worried about that highway, man. It's always easy.
Oh yeah, I mean you make that drive all the time.
Oh yeah, it seems like it, doesn't it? Oh, he's
Oh,
in
wow,
Calgary again. This
his
freaking
next-
idiot.
It's on the 18th. Oh, it's sold out.
Oh, so it's all the tables are full. Oh well.
You know, if I didn't feel like I was ready for Northside to set up, I'd probably go to Horizon.
Oh, okay. Well, let's put that on the calendar, and then we'll just end the podcast.
I'll be a typical Canadian. What's the long-term forecast looking like?
Can you even get that far?
2 weeks,
No,
maybe?
that's
Get a 14
typical.
day.
That's typical East Coast Canadian.
Yeah, good point.
The weather is very important, and it's everything that I've ever cared about. Do you have a weather machine at your house?
The weather, no.
You put the little
The
sensor
weather
outside.
looks very nice and predictable over the next 2 weeks.
Heck yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually,
On that note, great weather.
It goes up to -12. Yeah.
Great weather. We're gonna be going somewhere hopefully soon, and then we'll have Slabs back on. Oh, definitely for sure. Maybe a recurring guest. Maybe every week. You know,
yeah,
who knows?
for
Who
sure.
knows?
We'll have a segment for him, and it's called "What Did I Buy?" And then he just goes through, calls in, and shows us his pictures of his cards.
Perfect.
Look at this big box, and goes like this. 2 slabs.
Yeah, I could do that. Something's not that exciting though. I don't know.
No, we'll figure it out.
You'd be
All
like,
right.
it would like encourage me to buy weird shit. I'd be like, oh, I gotta buy
Oh
something.
no!
Oh.
Now you're just gonna go down the hole. You're gonna be like, I bought it for this segment, and now I'm like down $300.
Got him
Yeah.
down bad, man.
What did I really want? What did I buy? What did he need to buy? Give him a homework assignment.
Oh yeah, the homework assignments. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. No, anytime. I don't know if we've signed off officially or.
No, we're signing off now. Goodbye.
Anytime.
It's
Appreciate
always
the
over.
invite.
The pod is
Thanks,
always
guys.
over.
It's yeah. Take care, guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Thanks to Slabs.
See you guys.